In this video, we're going to use the LSTM and to predict the stock's price. But first of all, I have to confess that I am not good at stock trading. So do not use this as a stock trading. This is just a purely for the practice of time series in the LSTM model. So definitely not a financial suggestion. So do not use it, and you will actually see it. The accuracy is very poor. But I want to use this as a good example to show you to predict some time series. Okay, first of all, let's import a bunch of the packages, and then we're going to use the web reader to read the Apple's price, and then we're going to just to get the close value, and then get the data value and create our data sets and form our training data length, and then we're going to scale the minimum max scale to the future range at 0, 1. And once we scale the data, we're going to feed the transform to make the scale the data into 0, 1. And then we're going to do the split the data into X train and Y train. So that will give us the training data, X train and Y train, and then we're going to get the value in array as X train, Y train, and then reshape to the one for the third objects in the model. Then we're going to create a sequential model and then add the first layer as LSTM, and add another layer as LSTM, and added 2 dense layers. And then we're going to compile the model. And here, if I don't add the accuracy, you probably will be happy. But once I add the accuracy, you will see it's pretty much like it's useless if you think about the accuracy. But it's still good practice for the number itself. So this is a perfect example to show you that the stock market is not predictable. Keep in mind, stock market is not predictable. So we run this. It's basically compile the model, and then we train it, and you will find the loss is very low. The accuracy is horrible low too. It's useless. It's almost 0. So later we're going to see why it's almost 0. And then we have the prepare our test data. So we have 60 days, recent 6 days as test data. And then we're going to get the X test and the Y tests. And prepare the X test as Y test, doing the same thing. And then we're going to start to predict, and then do the transform as predict, inverse transform of the predicted back to the price. And here is actually the square mean is roughly about the 4. So that means we're about the arrow itself is about $2 because that's a square of mean value. So on average, we're off about $2. Plotting the data, and so you're gonna see the results right here. So this is actually the stock price and the training, and here is the prediction and the stock training, and the actual value will be the purple. You see it's pretty much close. Why the accuracy is so poor? Because you see, if you zoom in, you're going to see those curves are occasionally pass across each other. So given the fact that those numbers are real numbers, are floating numbers, so when you cross them, it is just a very small fraction of the numbers that equals to each other. The rest of numbers, they basically don't each other. So when they are not equals to each other, it all counted as error. So that's why this shows you a very, very poor accuracy. And so that's another evidence of this. So do not use the simple deep learning models to predict a stock. That's a false. That's a lesson we learn. Okay, not mentioned to use this as a trading strategy. And now we come to the, if you want to see what's going to be like today or today's price or the current price, it's going to just simply use this find the last day prediction and your transform to the scaled data, and you convert back to the actual test predicted data, and then you are getting the price. So that will be this much. And if you check the real price of the stock, you're gonna find this is somehow it's 124.61. Here we predicted as 125.92. So it's not accurate. It's not there. You will see it's close, but it's not there. So again, the lesson to take away is do not use the simple model to predict the stock market. You are not going to win. That's all.